As of September 1st, 2019, which is the 244th day of the year, 283 mass shootings have taken place in the United States. Many of these shootings have took place in schools. If we expect the number of school shootings to decrease, teachers must have the right to be armed. Personally, I have a 12-gauge shotgun in the closet by my bed because I take the protection of myself and my loved ones very seriously. The number of school shootings has only increased. I have a chart right here from the years 2000 to 2013 of the wounded and killed due to shootings. The darker color is the killed and the lighter color is the wounded. And we're talking about the top. This is from the years 2013 to now, since the Sandy Hook incident happened. And in total, there have been at least 2,283 mass shootings since Sandy Hook, which happened in 2013, with at least 2,585 killed and 9,512 wounded. The red dots show where these shootings have taken place, and there's some red dots over here. They're just a little harder to see, but they are everywhere. So as you can see, in 2019, school shootings have taken place across the country, from Georgia to California. And these shootings have took place in elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, colleges, and universities. So they're happening everywhere at every type of school you can imagine. In 2019 alone, over 22 shootings have taken place in schools, and that number will continue to rise unless things change. Unfortunately, and it's kind of hard to think about, but the next shooting could take place at your school or a loved one's school. To decrease the number of school shootings, certain teachers should be allowed to carry concealed firearms. Only teachers that go through a specific process would be allowed to carry. If teachers have the right to be armed, shooters would realize the risk they would be taking if they chose to enter and harm people in the school. They go to these schools because they know that these kids can't do anything to them, and the adults are armed. They can't fight back. So if they knew that there were people in the school that had guns and posed a threat to them, they might not go in there and risk their life. They might think twice before entering a school trying to hurt a bunch of innocent people. And this solution has worked before. There has yet to be a single case of someone being wounded or killed from a shooting between the hours of 6 a.m. and midnight at a school that lets teachers carry guns. Some people may be concerned with the mindset of some of the teachers and how they would handle a gun in school. If you think back to some of your past teachers, you might think, hey, I would not trust this particular teacher with a gun. But if teachers had the right to carry, and if they chose to do that, they would have to go through a gun safety class like you do if you get a carrying permit. They would also have to have a criminal background check and have regular psychiatric exams as well as regular drug testing. So if they had to go through all of that, this would weed out a lot of the teachers that weren't qualified. And only the most stable and trustworthy teachers would be allowed to have guns. And even then, those teachers would still have to have regular psychiatric exams and regular drug testing. So once these trustworthy teachers would be granted the opportunity to be armed, school shooters, like I said before, would think twice before entering the school with the intent to hurt or kill. Imagine living in a world where children could go to school and feel safe. Imagine the security you as a parent or guardian would feel knowing that these teachers could actually protect your children. That is a world I would like to live in. In conclusion, school shootings are obviously a big problem in the United States. To solve this problem, it must be legal for certain teachers to be armed. I encourage each of you to push for the teacher's right to be armed in all 50 states. I also encourage those of you who are over 21 to consider getting your carrying permit. It is better to have one and not need it than to not have one and need it.